Start off like that. Brad, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you on the show today. Gotta get you on the show sometime. When you're more than welcome, you're more than ready to join the show. Hello, Shay. Beauty 320, how you doing? Miguel, how you doing? All right. I'm gonna let everybody know my name is Arcadio Santana, live from Long Island, New York, and this is Fathers Are Important, where I allow all fathers to come on here and let their voice be heard and talk about why they feel fathers are important. I also allow fathers to come on here and talk about their experience with parental alienation or anything regarding to it. You don't even have to be a father, and you can come on here and talk about why you feel fathers are important. You could be a mother or a non-father or a non-mother. Talk about your experience with your father. You can also talk about experience with you can also talk about experience with parental alienation if you might have been raised up with it. So once again, my name is Arcadio Santana, and this is Fathers on Point. And I'm actually expecting someone by the name of Philly Slim to be on the show, but I don't see him on here yet. Come on here and help educate yourself. He should be on here any second. Philly Slim. Don't know why he's not on here yet, but I hope everyone had a good is having a good day today. And today it marks the anniversary of Fathers Are Important. 1 year ago I started the show. Actually, 1 year ago I started this page with high hopes of what I had planned. The original plan was for me to show the world how much of a good father I am. But with lawsuits being pushed to me, I changed it up in a different way. I wind up changing it to a point where I wanted to show everybody why fathers are important, and I wanted to help raise awareness for parental alienation due to the fact that I'm dealing with parental alienation. So when I seen Fathers' Lives Matter, that's why this show is the way it is today. And as of today it marks the 1 year anniversary of Fathers Are Important being around. As you can see right now, I'm wearing my shirt, the first ever Fathers Are Important shirt, and I have many more plans. I plan on opening Fathers Are Important up as a, thank you, Shay. I plan on opening Fathers Are Important up as a foundation, and this is the Fathers' Rights Movement, opening it up as a foundation and going far as possible with this, because everybody needs to know why fathers are important. Because a lot of people in this world look at fathers as secondary class citizens when we should not be labeled as secondary class citizens. Fatherhood is just as important as motherhood. So I think he's on here right now, and I see him, Philly Slim. Let's go live with him right now. Just waiting for him to get on. What's up? What's up? How you
Yo,
doing,
what's
man?
up, my man? How you doing?
All right, all right. I know who you are, but before I, tell everybody who you are, why don't you explain to everyone your name, what you do, and where you're from?
What's up, everybody? For those of you who don't know, my name's Philly Slim. I'm a father's, parents' rights, children's rights advocate. I've been fighting for my children now for about 14 years. My son just turned 15. My daughter, who I haven't seen, whoa, fumble.
It happens. It happens.
My daughter, who I haven't seen in about, she just turned 10. She'll be 11 here in September. I haven't seen her in about 10 years. So just parental alienation has just been my passion and my mission for the last 14 years. I was in and out of jail for 6 years, 68 times in court, if you've heard any of my music. And so I just kind of turned my music and my passion and just kind of combined them both together. I started, I have a clothing line. I have an entertainment company, No Excuses Entertainment. My shirt that I'm wearing, my threads here, fam, fathers against malicious mothers. Not that we're against women. Kind of like what my man's saying is, we're just against any type of mothers that are malicious and use their children as a pawn to get ahead. So that's
Okay.
me. That's what I've been doing. I'm an entrepreneur since I was 17. I owned about multiple companies. So that's kind of my story in a nutshell.
All right. Well, off the rip, I'm gonna ask you the same question like I ask everyone else that comes on the show. By the way, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you, why do you feel fathers are important?
I don't know, man. That's kind of a open-ended question. You know what I mean? I mean, our father's important? You know, I guess it really just depends on your definition of a father, because to me, yes, my father was important. Yeah, he was a huge role model in my life, and multiple of my uncles were huge role models in my life to want to better myself. But not all fathers are like that, and I think a lot of parents, a lot of folks get that shit misconstrued with some of the things that we fight for in this movement and in this community of alienated parents, male or female. So our father's important, of course, but you can only give something in which you possess it yourself. So, I mean, if you don't possess a positive attitude, how are you going to instill that in anyone else? And personally, my opinion is some people shouldn't fucking have children, man, male or female. They just shouldn't have children. They're
I
they're
agree.
they're they're
I
too
agree,
they're too
especially
selfish.
with the way that with the route that they're going with it.
Well, yeah, especially when you have an incentive to be covered by the state, anyways. So we could just
Mhm.
keep pumping out babies, and we could just keep using the system, and this, that, and the other thing, and that's what us hard workman citizens are trying to. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story. But women can run to the regime. They have the government backing them up. You know what I mean? They have, sorry, let me take them. They got the government backing them up, and so if everything's paid for, it's an incentive to leave a man. That's why fathers are important, because you're not going to learn from the fucking state how to be a man, because
Now,
they're taking us out of the family unit. You know?
now let me ask you this question. For those of you that have seen the advertisement that I had with Philly Slim, he started off on the Instagram flyer video that I had. That's mainly what caught my attention, what made me reach out to Philly Slim. And one of the things he was talking about was all I ever wanted was a family. And you were talking about these legislators. I don't remember in exactly what you was
Yeah.
talking about, but from what it looked like you had a rally, like a little protest that you had.
I was at
Can you share that with us?
Yeah, I was at the. I tour all over the country, and now I finally am able to get a passport and start hitting globally. That's what me and the team are looking forward to in the next coming years. But I was at an event that I try to make every year. It's called the Bubbles of Love event in Iowa at the state capitol. So I was in Des Moines, Iowa when I filmed that, and the crew and I were out there. We were on tour. We were headed to St. Louis, dropped down into Tennessee, and then on into Atlanta and so forth.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, it was.
What were some of the things that you were sharing when you were talking, if you remember? Because I couldn't keep the video going but so long.
Oh man, we could go down this rabbit hole for days, man. I mean, well, basically, so for any fathers that are out there that are listening right now in a custody battle, or if you're a grandparent or getting alienated, so what's happening is it's three steps, and I'm going to explain this to you guys, and I need you to listen carefully, maybe even write this shit down, unless you plan on
Please listen,
sharing this.
everyone. Please listen, everyone.
So step one is what they call the gaslight. Okay, step one, the gaslight. I'm going to go through these. So the gaslight is basically when they make up things about you, and they make out false accusations, and then you get kicked out of your house, and this happens. So gentlemen, this is what's happening. This is why marriage is ending. This is why us men are we're hard to commit to that relationship, because 96% of us men that get in relationships and get married are not the ones that end the relationship. So you're getting fucked either way, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So number one, gaslight. Number two, it's called the flying monkey. So now they're going to make up things. You're going to lose your job. You're going to be homeless. Then they're going to go to all your friends, tell them you were beaten on. He's been beaten on you for years. You're going to make up all these. You're going to make up all these accusations of what's going on, right? Then number three, if you can survive that one, you get to number three, and these stages happen very rapidly in a lot of cases, especially if it's a high conflict
Just a quick
divorce.
comment.
Sure.
There's a quick comment. Somebody's beauty 320. The true definition of a narcissist is what he is describing.
Correct.
Thank you for that comment.
Yes, thank you. That's or a pathogenic parenting, a narcissistic sociopath, all of those things. We can go down that rabbit hole. But number three, gentlemen, is the end all be all, and that's what these people tried to do to myself. They call it the silver bullet. Look these up, fact checked it. The best you can do is do your own research. That's the best I can say. Do your own research, find out for yourself, because I've studied for so many years, and laws keep changing and different shit keeps coming out. But remember, gaslight, flying monkey, silver bullet. The silver bullet, okay, for a lot of us, the silver bullet. Now, these are terms used by legislation. They're used by attorneys. They're used by judges. They're used by magistrates. They're used by PREs. These people fucking know this procedure, man. They know this is what you're going through. And if I get to all the end of all three of these and I tell you and you're like, man, that's going on right now. So why they call it the silver bullet is because that's when they're going to make a false accusation that you're going to sexually molest your children, because that's the third step. Because once you've lost your job, you've lost your home, you have nothing to live for. Now we're going to tell your friends, not only was he beating on you, but now if they don't get their way, this is what happens. They're going to hit you with what they call the silver bullet, and they're going to paint you into being this child molester, that he's been in the closet, he's been sexually abusing the children all these years, and the neighbors never knew it, and all this shit's going to happen to you. That's the end all. And they call it the silver bullet, gentlemen, because this is after you go through this shit, bro. That's why we're losing 22 fucking dads a week, man. And it's no joke. How many women commit suicide, dog? Go ahead, I'll wait. How many women are homeless? How many women are homeless, dog? Go ahead.
Not as many.
Go ahead, I'll wait. Fucking crickets. Why is that? Because the women are dependent upon the system. We need to educate our women. We need to educate our black women. We need to educate our white women, our Hispanic. We need to educate human beings and tell them, get off the fucking system. But how can you say that when a lot of people, that's how they live, man? And I speak for the bottom third. I'm not a fucking millionaire, man. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I'm just the average Joe who wants to be with his kids, dude. I made some bad decisions. Never once did I beat on my children. Never once did I sexually molest my children. Never once did I ever beat on my old lady. None of that. All of the shit that I got drugged through in my music is exactly what happened, man. Like everything. So now I just preach the word.
Are you able to share some of the alienation that you went through, or you can't?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about no gag order, man.
All right. Can you share with us the brief alienation that you've been going through?
Well, my son just turned 15.
Happy belated birthday to your son.
Thank you, Makai, back in March. And one of the worst alienations that I ever went through, and I'm glad I recorded it, was we were talking and he thought that this was going on and this was going on because he's being lied to. So one day when I picked him up, I had all of my child support payments, all of the receipts laid out. And he says, all you do is come to this and all you do is this. And I go, you're not being told the truth, bud. That's not even what's going on. So I laid out all my child support receipts so that he could see. And he says, what's this? And I said, these are the $500 that I've been paying every month, son, for the last 14 years. I've never been late. I've made every single payment, even though I know that federally Title 4D funding is getting 6 to 11% of that, and that's why that's why family court is such a racket. It's a $585 billion a year industry. That means for even if you got 50-50, how many of you motherfuckers right now throw some hearts up? How many motherfuckers is on 50-50, but somebody's still paying child support? Why? Why? Because of Title IV defunding. Title IV-E. Let's talk about Title IV-E, where CPS can run up in your house and kidnap your kids and shit, and then sell them off on fucking Wayfair. You know what I'm saying? This is a
Mm-hmm.
racket, bro. And I apologize for my mouth and stuff, man, but I'm
That's okay.
passionate. I'm passionate about this shit, man. And I mean, people are out there talking about it. We need to keep doing this. So I applaud you for getting out there, man, actually reaching out. Because I remember when we spoke on the phone, you was like, man, I didn't think you'd even take my phone call. And I said, man,
I didn't. I didn't.
hey, man, I'm down in this. And there's a lot of advocates out there, bro. Like I run into a lot of pompous ass motherfuckers, man, that are like, oh, I'm not showing up to a rally unless CNN's there.
Now
Like,
I have a question.
I'm not showing up unless media's there, you know? You're just like, what kind of half-ass advocate is that, man? And that's
I
the
have a
people
question.
follow motherfuckers like that.
I have a question to you,
Yes.
and also to everybody on here. When I ask this question, you all can comment as well with what you would do. But for you, Philly,
Yes.
my question is to you is if do you feel personally that family court that there should be a reform in family court? If so, what would you change?
The whole thing. I
The
wouldn't.
whole thing, like
The whole thing. I mean, if two adults can be adults and stop allowing it, I mean, it's never going to happen, bro. Because people have to run to the system. I mean, it's just kind of a question I can't answer, bro. I mean, what would I change? Everything. I would change, but everything that I would change would be about us as human beings, not that system. You know what I mean? Like
I
Michael,
got a
ja-
com- I
like
got a comment
like
from.
Michael Jackson is the man in the
Mhm.
mirror. If we changed ourselves first, I can't. You know, I can't do anything good if I'm not. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's how I would change it all, bro. But I would try to change it all by changing the knowledge that people are getting by allowing the system and incentivizing and keeping these people out of our families, out of our livelihoods. You know. So sorry. Go
There's,
ahead.
there's a comment from Just Games, a friend of mine. That this Philly cat real. I f with what he's saying.
Oh, cool. Appreciate you. I'll fuck with what you're saying too, man. That's what's up.
Absolutely,
Hey, man, we
absolutely.
got it. That's what it is, man. And right now they're, touch on different shit, man. Is like with the race, they're trying to start a race war, man, against us, brothers. So when we're jumping on shit like this, they don't like shit like that, bro. These people don't like that, man. They don't like it, and they try to shut it down. So kudos to you, man, for jumping on and not being afraid to get out there and speak, man. Because a lot of people, it takes a lot of guts to get out here, and because people are going to comment, trolls are going to hit you up. You start seeing the negativity and shit, man. And I try to stay away from all that. I, I,
One
I
thing,
don't. I don't ever
one
see
thing.
people comment back to love, but guess what? If somebody talks shit, they got your full fucking attention. You know what I mean? If somebody's talking shit, you're commenting right back, mother. You know what I mean? They got your full attention. But if Arcadio's over there going, hey man, you're in the process of one. This is going to happen to you next. This is going to happen to you next. Stop focusing on what baby mama's spending your child support money on, and realize that you getting set up to fail, my dog. Like
Absolutely,
you so worried about maybe who the fuck she's dicking down on the side, or what the fuck she's doing. You're forgetting that they trying to run you to the silver bullet, to where you nothing. You left with nothing, man. And that's what these
absolutely.
people do. And they don't give a fuck about you or your children or nobody else, bro.
Man, oh man. If anybody have any comments for Philly Slim, can you please below ask any comments? Once again, for the new people that are just tuning in right now, my name is Arcadio Santana, and this is Fathers on Point with my guest on here, Philly Slim. Can you let everybody know where you're from once again?
My name is Philly Slim. I was born in Northeast Philadelphia, and I'm currently reside here in Denver. Check me out, shopnegear.com. No Excuses Entertainment, fam. Fathers Against Malicious Mothers. It's all out there, man. Beat that dead. That's what they're trying to do. So hit me
Now,
up.
here's another question that I've been meaning to put this on. I've been meaning to put this on the page
Hmm.
because you know how like they made a rule to a point where if you don't pay your family, if you don't pay family, I mean, let me start all over.
Okay.
Family court made a rule where if you don't pay your child support, you can get arrested. Do you think that for do you think that there should be a rule like part of a reform where if anybody alienates a child, if parental alienation is being done, that person will be arrested? Do you think something like that should be done with a reform?
Of course, most definitely, accountability is a huge factor. But and that's
And
what
everybody, if you agree with what I'm saying, can you please comment? Do you all believe that? Do you all feel that an alienator, that the person that's committing the crime of alienating the child from the parent, do you think that person should get arrested? Philly, please continue with what you were getting ready to say.
Well, it depends on state by state whether or not you're going to be incarcerated. All laws are different state by state, but um, it's a slippery slope, man. This shit is just it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. Some of the things that are happening are just unexplainable right now. You know what I
It
mean?
is
In our
because
time.
you have a lot of I don't wish jail on nobody, but it should not be allowed. Absolutely. You have a lot of fathers that are out here paying child support, and yet they're still getting alienated. Why is it written down where a father, if he doesn't pay child support, he can go to jail for it. But the person that's alienating the child from the father, no, they're not getting penalized for anything.
It's the system, man. That's kind of what we're stuck in. And I mean, a lot of states, like I said, a lot of states are doing it different, and they're holding people accountable. And then some states aren't, man. To be honest with you, so we need to change that. They should go to jail. Everybody should hold accountability. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the part of being a man: accountability, responsibility. You know what I mean? That's why fathers are important to teach you that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now I've seen you do a music video that was in black and white, and you were talking about parental alienation. If anybody's interested in Philly Slim, please look him up on YouTube where you could learn more about him and his music. But
Thank
also,
you.
can you share a brief about that music video? Because that was when I listened to it and the message you were sending, it was very deep. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I will, but tell me what your take was on it. How did it make you feel? I mean, what did you get from it?
I got a lot for him when it almost put a tear in my eye.
Well, there
It
you go.
definitely.
I mean, tell people why they should go and click on it. Why should you go click on it if you're dealing with some sort of custody issue? You know what I mean?
If you,
I
I feel
I know why I wrote it, right? You know what I'm saying? I know why I did it. I know what it means to me. I want to know because what it meant to you, man. I mean, if it changes lives, that's why I did it, man. I mean,
well,
if it helps.
like I felt like what you're doing is the same exact thing of what I'm doing. Your music video was therapeutic for people with what they're going through, and that's exactly what you did. Because there are fathers that are out there that feel that are having a silent cry with what they're going through, and they feel empty inside. They're sitting back saying, "Why do I feel like the only person that's going through this? I like
Yeah.
who can relate to me, who can talk to me about what they're going through."
They
And
feel like they feel like they're
they might
alone,
look
man.
at your music video from wherever they found it,
Yep.
and something like that. You're just speaking the truth and letting everybody know that whatever you're going through with parental alienation, just know that you're not alone.
Yeah. And the music video you're talking about is "Hold On." So Philly Slim,
That's
"Hold
what it
On,"
was. I
featuring
couldn't think of it off the
You're
top
all
of my
good.
head,
Yeah, it's all
but
good, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Watch the battle. Watch them all, man. I got a lot on there, man. I got a lot of different stuff on there. I keep shutting. I keep getting shut down. You know what I mean? Because once you start mentioning fathers' rights and different things, the agendas are different. So they've turned about 3 or 4 of my pages off already. So I got to keep adding up a new one and starting another one. It's crazy.
I got a comment from somebody that wanted to ask you, when's your next comment coming? When's your next album coming out?
It's coming soon. Still working on it, man. 4,000 days and counting. Still been working on it. Got a lot of tracks. Sutherland's a dick. But there's a lot of shit we got going, man. We're just trying to keep building and putting it together so that we come out with. But there's a lot going on in my life personally too, and here with my business and my partners and my family and stuff. So there's a lot of things going on at once. Just trying to take it day by day and still continue to keep just making music and spreading the awareness.
Now I have another question for you.
Oh
How
shit.
you make like when you was going through this for the first time with this alienation? Like there comes times when you may see fathers with their kids, and there comes time when you see them like teaching them how to ride a bike and or whatever. Automatically, moments like that, you think about your kids. Automatically, how do you manage to keep your sanity without going crazy from all of this?
I do a lot of drugs, bro. I'll be honest. I'm just teasing, bro. I don't do it. um, no, man. A lot of it is meditation. Meditation, man. A lot of meditation. I just try to keep continuing to. I don't want to project that. So a lot of it was not doing drugs. A lot of it was finding a regimen, whether it was walking in the morning or going down to the studio, finding something that occupied my time. Then I could use. So a lot of doctors talk about this, that like when you go through parental alienation, once again, number three, there's three ways to come out of this. You either your artistic side comes out or this side comes out, or you find a way to do what you're doing. Start a blog, start a way. This is one of the articulate ways of you being able to express yourself the way of how you're feeling. Because I'm sure when you're down, somebody like me comes on, or you listen to something on IG and you're like, damn, this dad really went through. I mean, bro, I don't know how many fathers out there lost. How do you lose it? I lost my freedoms, man, for my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I was incarcerated for in and out of jail for 6 years. How many people have done that? Some of these people are just barely going through a divorce. They don't get to see their kids. That's like, okay, yeah, I don't get to see my kids for 111 days and blah, blah, blah. They've never even seen jail yet. You know what I mean? The next thing that they do, it could be they're walking on eggshells is what I like to call it. So
Hmm.
stay mentally focused, man. Exercise, vitamins, water, a lot of beer. Cheers to Keystone. Just in case if Pete Coors is watching,
All right, all right.
you know.
Now, now,
But yeah, stay away from drugs. But yeah, definitely, and just talk to people, man. Keep talking, because us men, bro, we're macho, man. A lot of us don't want to talk. You're labeled a pussy. You're labeled all these other things, man. That's why you see a lot of doctors and women like that. Look up Dr. Helen Smith. She's
mhm.
she's an amazing woman. Go check her out. And then
Now, I have another question. Um, if you had a new father that was dealing with parental alienation that came to you for advice, saying, "Yo, Philly, man, my son or my daughter's mother just won't let me see my child because I'm not making enough money."
uh,
What's the best of what, or even if it's just not for that, if she was just mad at him saying now you're not gonna see him, or if you want to see him, you got to drive 5 6 hours away to come see him. What would be the best advice you can give that young man with coping with parental alienation?
there's no advice you can give him. Just hold on. You know what I mean? Because he's dealing with the narcissistic sociopath, like your comment earlier. When you're dealing with that, you're never right. You can't do anything. Trying to please someone like that, they're just not pleasable. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what you do, you're always going to be at fault. Um, these narcissistic sociopaths, they don't want to be your friends. They don't want to co-parent with you. They want to turn that child against you, and that's strictly their agenda. They want to completely have it, and then so they have a story, bunch of fucking campfire motherfuckers. They want to have a story to tell. Oh well, I've been raising my kids on my own. That's
Hmm.
funny. Yeah, you've been on Wick and Tanif, and you've had 3 boyfriends since the last time I seen you. That was last week. You know what I mean? What do you mean?
They've been
Yeah,
raising the kids on their
yeah,
own,
yeah. What do you
and
What do you mean you're raising your kids by yourself and ain't no man? Well, no wonder no man wants to take care of somebody like you. Know what I'm saying? Some of us, man.
and their favorite thing is I pay for everything. Your father didn't pay for nothing, even though he's on child support,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you got all the receipts to prove it.
Yeah, that's what I mean about why I did that with my son, my man. I put the shit on there so he sees the facts. That's the facts of the situation, regardless of what he's being told. Because now he can run back to his mom and say whatever he's got to say, but it's right there for him. He can never make that statement ever again because he's seen it with his own eyes.
It's so
Now,
sad.
yeah,
It's so sad at the fact that that people such as myself, you, and so on have to raise awareness for something that shouldn't even be happening. You have so many kids that are out here fatherless, all because you have mothers that are out there that are mad at the father and they want to prove a point. Proving a point for what?
yeah,
Showing that you have control?
exactly.
It shouldn't even be like that. Like I don't even understand why the title is called co-parenting when they're really not even co-parenting. Like they're out here wanting money, quick to put you on child support, but when it comes to wanting to just spend time with your son or daughter,
Yeah.
you have to. It's almost like pulling teeth.
Well, those two don't go hand in hand. So child support is financial, and visitation is physical. So those two don't talk to each other, and that's what a judge will tell you every time. You know what I mean? He'd be like, "Sorry, well, I pay child support. That means I should get visitation. That don't mean shit, you know."
A comment from It's Grown Major. The killer for me is that us fathers have to prove our worth.
Correct.
Very good point.
Very
Very
definitely.
good point.
Amen. Well, yeah. I mean, look at
That
my
that was a
man.
good comment, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, look at my man Hobson. If you ever heard of the rapper Hobson, his baby mama, he raps about in Illmind 8. She took off because she knew she had the right attorneys back in there to be like, hey, take off to Australia because it's not an extraditional country. They can't come after you and make you bring the child back. So what that bitch do? She took off because she was coached to do that. Get this child out of the country so that this man, this rapper, this bad guy who speaks the truth can't see his children. So that's the only way that they know how to come after us. So, but we keep, planting the seeds like dumb fucks sometimes, man. But thinking with the wrong head gets us all in it. Gets us, stuck in that Charlotte's Web, that Bermuda Triangle, man.
Here's another question: How do you get past the feelings of not having contact with your kids? It's been years for me, and that silver bullet is on my mind all the time. Good
Oh,
question.
hey, yeah, very deep one. That's a tough one, man. I was crying earlier. That's why my eyes and shit is glassy and red. It's
That's
you
almost the
got
same
it.
question
Yeah,
I asked you earlier as
yeah,
well.
yeah. It's like you got to get creative, man. You got to find something. You got to find your worth because they're trying to take everything. And I can feel for whoever wrote that, man. Thank you. It's beautiful, and just keep reaching out to individuals like us. You know what I mean? And just realizing that you're not alone. Find your passion in something. Find your worth, and use that. I mean, like Tupac always said, the best is to be successful. The best revenge is success. Show them that silver, and that's what mine was. I had a couple of attempts at suicide, man. Thank God I didn't. I'm here for a reason. I was drugged through the fucking mud, man. It sucks, but I'm here for a reason, man. I got purpose. It's finding that purpose. It's finding that fire in your ass. What the fuck's got you whole? If you ain't got your kids, you should be fighting, man. You should be doing something, like something. Get involved with a group. Get involved with some chats. Get involved with something therapeutic. Talk to other people because I feel the same way, bro. And I was at one point that way. See, people never teach us how to go. They never teach us how to deal with it. But after you've already went through it, it's like this. So I think it's very relevant what you're saying, And this
That was a good question from Baba underscore Yaga 79.
I
And
appreciate you.
and
Keep your head up.
to share a little bit about that, let me share something brief as well. My reason for creating this page is because I've been with my relationship with my son's mother, I've been verbally abused, physically abused, and mentally abused. I've been abused in all levels. And though I'm currently dealing with parental alienation because the courts didn't give me the best timing with my son. But I do realize that if they didn't give me the little bit of time I have, I wouldn't be seeing him. I'm being alienated from all different type of information, documents, everything. And I feel there's times when I want to break down and cry,
Oh,
especially
sure.
when I don't see especially when I don't see him. And what motivates me is this seeing this picture right here of myself and my baby boy. He's
Yep.
only 1 year old, and creating this platform of what I have gives me the strength to keep moving forward,
Yes.
to keep that fire inside and never giving up. Because
Well,
I feel personally that parental alienation is like getting in the ring with Mike Tyson, and parental alienation is gonna knock you down. But what
yeah.
makes you a strong warrior and a strong dad and an iron dad, a super dad, is that you get up before the 10 count and never stay down.
Yeah.
That's what makes me keep moving forward. That's what
Amen.
makes me never give up. That's what makes me an iron dad and a super dad is the fact that I'm never giving up. I'm letting my child's mother know that you gotta kill me before I give up.
Yeah, they're just gonna keep. And kudos to you, man. That's what I mean about getting creative with your platform and being able to use it and using it to grow awareness, man. We need more people doing it. We need more men sticking up, man. Especially I've been doing this for, like I said, 14 years, man. And it never gets easy, man. Each scenario is different. You feel for other people, like my man who's comment. You feel for them because you know where they're coming from as a dad. You know what I mean? I was a sideline dad. I had to watch my son play sports, same type of shit. She tried to change his last name on the birth certificate. I mean, when I talk, that's a whole
First
nother
name or
story.
last name?
Last name. Oh yeah, she tried to wipe me out, dog. Oh yeah, she tried to erase me, bro. And that's why I
You're
got.
trust me
That's,
when I tell you you're not the only one that's
oh
dealing with something like
oh
that.
yeah.
But it's the opposite in mine. It's not the last name. It's the first name.
Wow.
Exactly, because his name is shared with mine.
I was gonna
But
say it must be
that's
your
another.
name. Yep.
Exactly. There's a comment from Beauty 320. Phil, how do you get a drug addict dad to do all these great things that you are sharing? He has not complained what the children's court has asked the things for him to do, but has not done nothing. That's a question for you.
So, well, I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So, I mean, right now, let's not try to kick the
Good
man.
answer.
What I mean, it depends. I mean, obviously, you were laid in bed with this man. You had decided to have children with this man. Uh, that's me. I mean, you can't. Not everybody's the same, and it took me a long time to grow into this. I wasn't like this. I was angry, and that probably that same dude 14 years ago. You know what I mean? That's how it was because I was in and out of jail. So instead of always beating somebody to fuck down and recognize, he's a druggie, try to get him some help. Keep trying, invade him, do what you can, but I get you can only do so much. You don't want to spend your whole existence focusing on trying to help him get right. I say just let him be and wait for his time to come around. You know what I mean? And right now, you don't. Do you really want your children to be involved with that until
She
he's
just
clean?
commented. She just commented one more time and said
So,
he doesn't want to fight for her though.
well, you can't.
The court system,
Yeah,
but
you
rather
can't.
teach out to me to see our daughter on the low.
Yeah, well, basically, he's trying to have his cake and eat it too. Is what it sounds like. So he wants to keep the court system out, but wants to be a piece of shit enough not to be held accountable for the monies in which he's not taking care of his fucking responsibility.
And honestly, there are
So,
fathers like that as well, and that's why this is called fathers are important, because there may be fathers that don't see the importance of why fathers are important, why women, why there are some kind, loving-hearted mothers that deal with fathers that are like that. But to the mothers that have came on this show and said mothers are important as well, we do understand that. We do understand that mothers are important. But for the fathers that maybe looked at as deadbeat fathers, this is for them as well, because my hopes are to help them understand why fathers are important as well, for them
well,
to
here's
do what they got to do.
I only got a couple of more minutes and I'm going to run, but let me share this with those people commenting. I have a 50-year-old man that I know, and he's a very, very wealthy man. He's done really great for himself. One day we were sitting there talking in a meeting, and
Hmm.
we were out to dinner, and I want to share this with the individuals who just commented that. So we're out to dinner, and he says to me, "My father walked out on me when I was a young age, and I'll never forget it. That and I know that I would never do that to my children." And at 50 years old, here's me, I'll be 39 here in a few months. I say to him, did your father ever come home? Did your parents scream? Did they do these things? Was it a hostile environment? Was it this? Was it that? And then he started breaking it down. I said, did you ever relive your situation now that you're older, going back and being 6? I said, your father walked out and now you've made it your life fucking mission never to walk out on your children, right? But you don't know what the fuck your father was going through at 6. Go back and play it. Did your dad come home every night from a fucking 16-hour shift to a bitchin' ass wife who's constantly, you don't work enough, you work too much, you never have time for me, right? That's how it always works out. You never have time for me. They enjoy the money, but you don't have the time. But they don't understand that with that money comes that time.
Absolutely.
We're not getting paid for doing this. So, and I'm taking time as the most valuable thing you can give anyone. So I'm not getting paid to be on this live with you. You're not, you're not getting paid for starting a page. You're not doing, we're doing this for the passion and the love for what we're trying to do for our children.
Exactly.
Everybody else's.
Exactly.
So
If
go
you all
back,
agree,
go,
please send a clap emoji.
yeah, go back and play out your life, play out your moments. Do you think maybe your mom was dealing with, she's never said anything bad about your father, or your dad never said anything bad about your mom, and you went on your whole life not knowing that, your dad took you from your mom because he walked in and she had a needle in her arm, or whatever the case may be, man. Whatever the case may be, it was never told to the kids. But go back and relive your life. You know what I mean? Live in the moment, write about the past, but go back. You have to go back and open up those scars. And I don't think a lot of people, nobody likes doing it, man. But you have to go to know where you're headed. You have to know where you've been. You can't keep sweeping that type of issue under the rug. Like, I think my uncle touched me when I was little, and maybe that's why I'm fucked up. And then that's where no excuses entertainment comes in. Just because your uncle touched you back then, or you got this, or you did that, or this is happening, don't fucking make excuses for why your life is shit. Get out there and do something about it. You're not liking your situation right now, Arcadio. So what did you do? Are you going to sit back there on the fucking campfire and go,
Nope.
oh man, I really wish I could see my children. Nobody listens to me. Oh, you poor baby. Get the fuck up. What's got you so full? You can't see your kids. Reach out to other motherfuckers that can't see their kids. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, women. More and more women are getting alienated, bro. More and more every day. Every day it's happening. You know?
Absolutely, man. Philly, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out and being
No,
on my
thank you,
show.
man. I appreciate you, brother. Keep pushing forward. Keep doing. I apologize to the PG-13 fans. This is what happens, man. This is real life
Philly
shit.
had to go rated R today.
Hey, man. This isn't Kardashian shit, man. This is real reality, bro.
I'll make sure I put on the pin rated R next time.
Yeah, there's really 22 dads killing themselves every week, bro.
Yeah,
That's
it
really
is.
happening.
Unfortunately, it is.
I mean, every 40 seconds there's another child sold on the fucking blood. That shit's really happening, bro. And guess what? If they continue to keep kicking us fathers out of the family unit, that's when they come in and rape and steal your women and your children.
From Germany, Yana Coaching responded saying, "Thank you for being here."
Thank you, God. Thank you for having me. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
I
It
want
means the world.
once again, your realness has shown, and real effing talk.
Hey,
You got a lot of good comments on
oh
here.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. I
A lot
appreciate
of
you
good
guys.
comments.
It's all
But
love, man. There's so much hate, bro. In hate, bro, there's love. If you hate someone that much to allow them to have that space in your mind, man, you must love them to death. You know?
once again, can you let everybody know your name one more time and where you're from?
Philly Slim, man. I'm out here in Denver, Colorado, fighting the corruption out here, and it's getting worse, guys. Hey, man, we need to unite. We need to come together. Check me out, Philly Slim Music, fam. Fathers Against Malicious Mothers, ma'am. Mothers Against Malicious Mothers. Check out No Excuses Entertainment. Shop neegear.com. I'm all over. All you got to do is just Google it, man. Just Google my name. Just remember, it's 2 fucking M's, okay? 2. Not 1, 2. SLIMM. That's it. So everybody be pulling up all these other videos. Philly, I didn't know you were in this one. It's 2 M's. I love you guys. And for those of you guys that are just now in the battle, man, for real, what we do today, man, it affects our tomorrow. So
You
keep
damn right.
pushing. Keep pushing, man. Affect your tomorrow. Keep planting them seeds. And one day we're all going to have our children and we'll be sitting underneath that tree of leaves. So
You damn right.
much love, guys.
From Long Island,
Appreciate
New
it.
York, to Denver, thank you for being on the show. And at any time when you are more than welcome to come back on the show at any time.
Thank you, brother. God bless you. God bless you, man.
Likewise,
I
Billy.
appreciate you, man. You guys have a
Peace.
wonderful evening. Spread the fucking word, man. Stop
Thank
sweeping
you.
this issue under the rug. Spread the word.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Peace. That was a real conversation right there from Philly Slim, Denver, Colorado. He's from. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out tonight, being on my show. Like I stated earlier today on the post, and like I've said as well, that this has been today marks 1 year that I've been doing Fathers Are Important. Like honestly, I feel with what I'm doing, skies is the limit. Like Biggie Small said, skies is the limit. And where I plan on going with this, I have a lot of thoughts. I plan on building a foundation with this. I plan on doing so much with this because my heart was broken with what I went through with my son's mother, and I hope to I hope to never ever let anybody feel the pain that I'm going through. And by me doing that, it all starts here. There are fathers that are watching right now that are going through parental alienation. No need to put their name out there, but there are fathers that are going through parental alienation. Like you heard me say, if you were watching earlier, never give up. Parental alienation is what Mike Tyson is: ruthless, a strong, hard, heavy hitter. But are you a strong, hard, heavy hitter as well? Are you tough? Are you courageous? Are you a warrior? You have to be a warrior when it comes to parental alienation. You have to never give up. Get back up when parental alienation knocks you down. Because it do hit hard, and I'm speaking from experience. It does hit hard. That's without a question asked. But what makes you stronger, what makes you a warrior, is that you get up, you keep moving forward, you keep going through those punches. Let parental alienation know that whatever you do to me, whatever punches you throw towards me, whatever knives you throw at me, it will never stop me from fighting to see my kids. That's what we need to do as fathers, because Fathers are important, and we need to let Parental Alienation know that we are never giving up. We are never going to stop fighting. We are never going to quit, because there are a lot of super dads and there are a lot of iron dads, such as myself, such as Heath and Jeeper, and so on, that will never keep fighting the good fight. At the end of the day, we are fathers and we will let our voice be heard. My name is Arcadio Santana from Long Island, New York, and I'm letting you all know why fathers are important. Good night.